Achievable is the best learning program available today for the SIE exam. To learn more and to gain access to a free trial, go to achievable.me. Now that you've learned about callable bonds, let's take some time, look at a practice question that could be very similar to something you would see in the actual exam, and pick it apart. If you want to, hit pause on this video, think a little bit about the question, try to answer it as best you can, and when you hit play, we'll discuss the specifics and how you get to the right answer. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the question and talk about it together. We have a 20-year 5% bond that is trading in the market at 105. That 105 means it's trading at 1,050. As you probably already know, that 105 is a percentage of par quote, meaning that bond is trading for 105% of $1,000. Again, that would be 1,050. After that, we get several pieces of information that tell us when this bond can be called and at what prices, and there are 3 separate times. A lot of times when issuers issue callable bonds, it's set up like this where there are multiple call dates. The sooner the issuer wants to call the bond, the more they have to pay you to call that bond, and vice versa. In this example, the issuer would have to pay an additional $70 to call the bond in 5 years, an additional $50 to call the bond in 10 years, and an additional $30 to call the bond in 15 years. That's a lot of information to take in one question, and this is one of many types of questions that FINRA may give you on the actual exam where they just give you way too much information. There are 9 numbers referenced in this question. And here's the thing, you only need one of them. It is your job as a registered representative to be a filter of sorts. One day, you will likely talk to a customer that will give you dozens of pieces of information, and it will be your job to understand what are the important parts. What do you filter in? What do you filter out? And that is what we need to do in this question. Call protection, plain and simple, is the number of years before the issuer can actually call the bond. They gave us 3 different call dates, but 2 of them are not important, specifically the 10-year and the 15-year call dates. Because again, call protection is just the number of years that you have as a bondholder before the bond can be called. If the issuer wants to call the bond in 5 years, it's not going to be cheap for them to do that. They have to pay you your $1,000 back, any interest they owe you up to that point, plus an additional $70, and that $70 is what we refer to as a call premium. Any amount above par that the issuer must pay back to you to call the bond is the call premium. Regardless, the call premium is just not important for this question. We need to know how many years the issuer has before they can call the bond, and that is 5 years. As a bondholder, for the first 5 years, there's no way that this bond can get called, no matter how much money they want to pay you for the bond. And if you want to hold on to it for those 5 years, there's nothing the issuer can do to prevent you from doing that. Therefore, our answer is A, we have 5 years of call protection. And yes, you only needed 5 years out of this question in order to get the answer correct. As frustrating as a question like this may be, you need to be prepared for them because FINRA loves these types of questions. They're trying to form you into a filter that knows what the important information is that you receive from your customers so that you can be an effective registered representative and help your clients understand what is the important from the non-important.